Saturday afternoon football comes to you from the MCG. It's round 20. Carlton up against Richmond. Matthew Lloyd, Blues starting red-hot favourites. It's been a roller coaster for them, but they're up at the moment.
It has, but today's about consistency, Stephen. After their great win against the Bombers, they need to win and win well, I think, against Richmond going into the finals in a couple of weeks.
No question about that. Let's have a look at the Blues lineup.
Yeah, I think that Jared Waite going forward, that's something that Brett Ratton has to persevere with, because I think he's their best option. And it made Garlett a better player last week, just having a tall target to go to.
Yeah, 6 goals last week for Garlett, career best. As we look at the Richmond team, do you think this young side's starting to feel the pinch a bit?
I think so. I think Damien Harvey wouldn't be too worried about wins now. Just play as many players as possible. Gordis at fullback, Post at centre half.
O'Reilly, another debutant today.
O'Reilly, exactly. So just a lot of new players into the mix.
Having a look at it before the season ends, I'm going for the Blues by about 20 points.
Yeah, I'm by 6 goals today, Paul.
6 goals?
6 goals.
All right, let's go to the opening bounce.
Interesting matchup there. Mitch Morton looks to have picked up Chris Judd inside the centre square.
So ready to go at the MCG. And it'll be Graham against Warnock. Graham got first hand onto it. And straight away we got a secondary bounce in the middle of the ground.
Come on, boys.
It was pretty good last week, Warnock. Give that one to Graham. Hadley's in there for the Blues. Over the top of him is Tuck. Judd still can't get it out. Martin has a fresh airy. Jackson. It'll come out eventually, I promise you. But not yet. We've gone about 7 or 8 metres. Chris, let's see if he can get it out. See someone get a kick here.
Just want to get a shot there of Jamie O'Reilly. Got the huge job on Garlett. He was actually playing Coburg reserves at the start of the season, only been in the country for 10 months. So what a huge job he's got.
Great effort to get to this side as Judd handballs towards centre half forward and was impeded. Now Judd calling it to be downfield, but the umpire says no, you've got to take it here, back in the centre of the ground. So Chris Judd with the first meaningful possession. He'll drive Carlton inside attacking 50. Wait, well done Gordis, got away. Edwards, Gordis. Now Tuck, sloppy handball. Moore's got plenty of time though. Shares it with Asprey, forced to go back and across. And O'Reilly, his first kick in AFL football. Accepted the mark with glee, I'm sure. Short kick is taken by Martin.
Put that heart back out of your mouth, Matthew.
Yeah, he's not lacking any courage going in board like that.
Martin now. Target Graham. Well done by Warnock. Now Morton dives. Warnock, great desperation. Grigg. Robinson, well done. Hadley, back to Judd. Hard up against the line. Good pressure from the Tigers as Hadley back to Robinson. Under pressure, forced just to jam it onto the boot. Loose ball. Here's Garlett. Kick 6 last week. Sweeping handball. Russell from 50. Sloppy kick. Gordis couldn't control. Chance for Betts. Kick the opening goal of the game. He hit the post. Golden opportunity there for Eddie Betts, but a behind only to the Blues.
Thought he could have given the handball there too. He'd drawn the man, Jared Waite, over the top. Just got to take your chances early in a match.
Lucky lead off for Richmond there. Delidio to do the kicking in.
Good mind.
Goes straight down the middle with a big drop punt. Oh, that's worked well. Morton will get there third. No, he can't quite, but Richmond still maintain possession. Graham, awkward handball, but it's effective to Tuck. Out wide to Edwards on the members' wing. Now, weighs up the options. Goes to the 50 with a beautiful kick. Beautiful delivery, and the mark's taken here by Post. Jaden Post. Into the pocket for Revolt. Double team there. And we'll have a throw in.
I think that was something that really stood out in round 1 when these last 2 teams played. Carlton's foot skills are far too good for the Richmond, and this is one where Eddie Betts just got to give that handball over the top to Jared Waite.
So boundary throwing, Tigers deep into attack, chance for Judd, good little handball. Gibbs around the body to half back. Robinson edged out of it, well played by the Richmond captain Chris Newman. Now he can assess. Load up towards half forward. Beautiful kick. Oh, White just couldn't hold on. Jill was perfectly weighted. Now Richmond are open up as Simpson bounces 3 times through the middle of the MCG. Direct stuff going back. Well played by Gordis. Got back in front of Waite and stopped that Carlton attack. He kicks wide and the mark's taken by Moore. Now the Tigers a chance to go forward.
Gives it off to Nason, who's had an excellent first year for the Tigers. Draws the player. Pops one over the top to Collins. Now Morton, we heard from the coach, going to play a bit of time in the midfield today. A penetrating kick deep inside 50. Front and centre was Revolt. Good tackle by Jackson, who drills him into the turf and will have a bounce.
Thanks, Michael. Stand up, Michael.
We look down at Mitch Robinson, did the job on Dustin Fletcher last week. He's not being as physical with Chris Newman, but you just wonder if he's got another negating sort of half-forward role.
Jackson squeezes the kick out and it's good. First goal of the match goes to the Tigers. And a bit of argy-bargy. There's a goal from a stoppage. All a bit too easy in the end.
Yeah, it was, and it's a really interesting time for Carlton because last week they were under a lot of pressure and they really came to play. I know it's still early in the game, but haven't seen that intensity, and that's where they've got to get to as a club. Bring it week in, week out, just as Collingwood have shown this year. Yeah, stoppage goal there to Daniel Jackson. That's on Mark Murphy. Pushed him off far too easy. And Carlton have got to bring the consistency week in, week out. And they're probably not on top of their game in the first couple of minutes.
Warnock up high. Chance for Grigg, who's made an impact since coming back into this Carlton side. Can't get it clear, though. Umpire waving his arms furiously, calling play on, but eventually has to call for it.
These two sides couldn't have any more contrasting styles. Richmond just want a contested game. Carlton love to get it out in the open spaces.
So Brown versus Warnock. The ruckman really have an impact there. And again, it's not coming out. Good tackle by Morton. And another bounce.
Thanks, Bishop. Thanks, Richard.
Mitch Morton with the job on Chris Judd. So Brown versus Warnock again. Warnock, in fact, one over the top by Martin, third man up. Up comes Joseph. Tries to crash through. Can't. Grigg. Boys, handball went astray. Picked up by Jackson. And playing in front is Revolt. Now he's got to kick this 55. It's beyond him. So he handballs off to Morton, who loads up and just missing to the right. He was Richmond's leading goal kicker last year, Mitch Morton, with 41 goals, but not that time. So behind to the Tigers, they lead by 6 points.
Real test for Morton is, has he got the engine? I've always seen him as a forward, but interesting to see what his tank is like, and can he go with Chris Judd for most of the day?
Gibbs goes long. Almost a mark to Hampson, doing the roving as Cousins. Nice kick back inside 50. Couple of Tigers there, knocked away. And at the fall of the ball is Joseph. Oh, it's not a great kick, but they get out of trouble here. And the mark's taken at half back by Simpson.
Sweeps the handball inside. Scotland, good run off half-back. Beautiful kick. Hampson, he can keep going now, the big ruckman. He lopes away. Wobbly old kick inside, attacking 50. Ball to the back. Here is Garlett with an opportunity. O'Reilly in hot pursuit. Garlett goes to ground. Chance for Waite still. And no, the boundary umpire says it's over the boundary line. So a boundary throw in deep in the right forward pocket for the Blues. But well done by O'Reilly there, applying great pressure to Garlett. Deledio with the matchup on Waite. So Carlton down by 6 points. An opportunity here, though. Brown and Hampson to do the ruck work. Well done, Brown works to the front. Waite reaches over, but can't get clear. So another bounce 20 metres from Carlton's goal.
O'Reilly's getting spoken about. It's great. He's sticking to his task, arm across Jeff Garlett. But the key for him is not getting caught out the back. Irishman still learning the game, and that's what the Indigenous players can do to you.
You're just blocking him. Eyes on the ball, you're just blocking his run.
Can't believe the umpire actually
Ben.
So it's gone against O'Reilly.
Caught advantage there for a split second when every player had stopped. He came to his senses, though, which was good.
He's just blocking his run.
So free kick against O'Reilly, and it's going to be taken by Garlett. He's directly in front, only 20 metres out. Set a career best 6 goals last week for Jeff Garlett. Shouldn't miss from here. Oh, my goodness. There you go. I'm on a roll. That was a bad kick. So another lost opportunity for the Blues.
Yeah, very soft free kick there.
Wasn't it?
O'Reilly, nothing in that whatsoever.
Didn't look to be anything in that. Okay, so chance now for the Tigers to bring it out of defence, and Ben Cousins has got it. In the news all week, Ben Cousins, short kick across the ground. Gordis. Now Cousins run past looking to get the handball, but he's well covered by Scotland. So Gordis goes very wide, and the mark's taken by Deledio. Very laborious build up here by the Tigers, now with Nason. No flow whatsoever at the moment as Chris Judd takes a breather. Nason long towards the wing, big leap at the back by Graham, taken at ground level by Armfield. That was well played. Now he's got Grigg in the centre of the ground. The Blues can go here, off a step, high towards half forward. Deledio should mark, and does with the second attempt to relieve the pressure.
Oh, he's kicked straight into the man on the mark. It's put himself under the pump, but he's good enough to get out of it. Handballs to Asprey, back to Nason. And that's out on the floor. That is very, very sloppy from the Tigers. So, go, Matthew, sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say here that Brett Deledio, that was looking to switch the play. Carlton have to try and put the clamps on Richmond. Richmond are seen as a long kicking side. Ranked #1 in the competition for long kicks, whereas you just see they're starting to chip the ball around sideways. That's not the game Richmond like to play. So the more you see Richmond doing that, the more chance Carlton have got of dominating this game of football.
Jeff Garlett missed the easy one. This is a really difficult angle. There you go. There you go. That's a goal. Doesn't make much sense, footy, sometimes, Matthew.
It doesn't. You watch Travis Cloak last night, kick 5-1. You think he's got himself on track for the night, and ends up with 5-5. But it's as we said, it's one area in the game where you get the 20 metres out directly in front. They can't kick him, go to the boundary, the pressure's off, and suddenly they relax.
Jeff Garlett, his first of the afternoon, and some confusion in the Richmond defence as we watch that wonderful kick from the boundary line with James O'Reilly, the Irishman, in his first game off the ground, and Garlett looked to be, well, no one attending to him there for a couple of minutes. Warnock wins it out, sharked by Cousins. The handball cleared to Jackson, tries to break the Judd tackle, can't, held up, bounce.
It's 34 disposals to Richmond, 26 to the Blues, but Carlton are going at 53% kicking efficiency.
Morton, well done. Wobbles it inside attacking 50, but the only player there, Gibbs, accepts an uncontested mark. He spreads it wide to Heath Scotland. Scotland now to the wing. Oh, good clever mark taken by Murphy. And he's had another pretty good year, Mark Murphy. Runner-up in their best and fairest the last 2 years to Chris Judd. Called to play on the southern wing to half forward. Target Hampson, and he marks strongly. So he drives it inside attacking 50. Contest here. Henderson at the back, and he's going to be paid the mark. No, the umpire had whistle to the mouth. Didn't blow it. Chance for Hadley. Quick snap out of the pack is offline. Through for a behind. And he was, well, certainly had the height advantage over Deledio in that contest, but the mark not paid. Gee, just knocked from his hands just in the nick of time.
I think that's a battle there that Henderson should look at his match-up and think, I want to stay as close to the goals as possible on Brett Deledio. Deledio will be trying to work off Henderson, but Henderson should be too strong in the one-on-ones and should really be commanding with his body work.
Gee, they're dicing with death down the back line, Richmond, with these little short passes. This one comes off as Moore has it at half back. Kicks to the wing and finds Hicks. Another short one to Edwards, who manages to shrug the tackle. Well, that was a good effort from Titch Edwards, but then he lets himself down with the kick, and Carlton get it back. Davies to Carazzo. Waits for the troops to arrive for some help, and then he's a bit slow in delivering to Murphy. He gets her eventually. It's a sloppy start to this game. Simpson to Judd. He gets tackled by White, and Richmond get it back on defensive 50. Deledio, the little give and go. Now the kick from Martin comes to the wing, and that's a good mark taken out in front of his face by Collins.
Not much movement up forward for the Tigers. Collins, short, back to White. Oh, crunching spoil there from Bauer. Spills to Waite. And he's got time to measure the kick. Carazzo, good handball. Ellard now drives it deep into towards the pocket. More too tall for Betts. Wasn't a kick to Betts' advantage there, and the Tiger defender handled it pretty well. Now Nason loops it over the top. Oh, Delidio, gee, and Carazzo right on him, and just really poor decision there from Nason. Off to Simpson. Out the back, support provided by Scotland. He fumbles as well. 60 from goal. Very wide to Betts, and kick doesn't hit the mark.
Might need the Benny Hill music in a minute, Chriso.
Yeah, it's not a great display the last 3 or 4 minutes.
You see Carlton go inside 50 to a one-on-one. Garlett and Calvin Moore. Jared Waite's had the possession on the wing. He's got to stay inside 50. It's where he was strong last week. He provides a contest for his smalls. You know, gone are the days where he pushes up to the wing and to defence. He's got to stay inside 50.
Ball spills to Cousins. Nice spin out of trouble. Punches the handball to Tuck. He gives it to Morton. To the wing, to a 2-on-1. Not a good percentage kick again. And Carlton come up with a football. Russell. Good kick. Nice lead. And
there you go.
Waite has got it.
Inside 50
exactly,
for you, Matty.
Exactly. It's where he is like Hampson. You're not going to get that from him. Henderson's not really a proven goal kicker. He'll be good for 2 or 3 a match. But this guy is capable of kicking 4 or 5. Now, Wolsey wrote a column a few weeks back saying that he's got away with too much for too long. He's been a bit part player. I think he's good enough to kick your 50-plus goals as a key forward.
Averaging 2 goals a game this season. 12 matches, 24 goals. Another miss.
3 points to the Carlton advantage. Now Delidio at full back. Carlton have the full press on, full zone in place, so he's got to try and pick out a target, and he does. Cousins, that's what Tigers have got to do. Play on, take a chance, as Cousins does exactly that to Martin. He backtracks though. Asprey wide to Connors. Some flow in Richmond's game at the moment. It's very stop-start. Kicks it wide. Good kick. Nason. And he's got it just backward of the wing. Ben Nason from Central Districts. His first year with the Tigers. Chips it towards the wing. It wasn't a great option though, it's got to be said. And over the boundary line. A 30-metre chip kick to a contest.
You're spot on though, Chriso. They've taken 24 marks in the game, and their kicking efficiency, while it's okay, it's just because it's short kicks. They've got to get back to taking the game on. It's where they improved as a side, and you know, they're in trouble if they're going to continue to play just this chip style of game.
Judd off to Grigg. Long ball to a one-on-one. Delidio against Henderson, and there you go. So talking about Michael and Henderson, lets Delidio know all about it, but the height advantage paid handsome dividends there.
Exactly.
It's not a great matchup, is it?
No, it's not. You'd think that if they can work off him, it's a good matchup. But if Carlton and Richmond continue to chip the ball around, that'll work into Carlton's favour. And this guy should be looking at the matchup and thinking, I could be in for a big day if I can command and be strong in the one-on-one contest.
Now, after the spray, he'd want to kick the goal. Be very embarrassing if he misses this. That's right through.
The umpire speaking to Henderson, probably saying, yeah, you've taken the mark, no need for that. That's great. Pushing back on Delidio, far too big, far too strong, and just letting him know about it. But you know, it's a good start for Henderson. He's got his hands to a couple of balls, and you just see now Delidio.
Been a free kick down here, boys.
You can't go up into his face like that. It's a free kick every time. It's misconduct. It's a free kick.
Well, a free kick before the ball is bounced to
Henderson.
And Chris,
the Blues. Andy, what happened?
Andrew Carazzo's been trying to get on to Delidio, and there's been a ringy rosy thing going on, and Carazzo's been working Delidio over, and Delidio just got a little bit frustrated.
Oh, you got a free
Gave away
kick
the
for that.
soft one.
I think the umpire said unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, Henderson's got the footy 35 metres directly in front and misses.
In a perfect world, you'd say you just got to let that one go, but you're not allowed any contact to the face.
He was just wiping a bit of sweat off. He was being a good Samaritan.
Maybe the umpire just need to say no need for that, Brett, but only a point. So Henderson, Carlton, 2 goals 5. There should be a lot further in front.
Lloydie, they're putting a lot of work into Delidio off the footy, with particularly Andrew Carazzo's being the agent provocateur there. So a lot of stuff going on behind the footy.
Connors kicks to the members' side. Jackson got crunched in that marking contest. Edwards is driven into the ground. Umpire said too high.
Shane, let him go. Behind your mark, Shane.
Free kick to Edwards. 7 scoring shots to 2 at the moment, but as Matthew Lloyd just said, they haven't been able to make them pay early, Carlton. Edwards, that's a good kick to Graham. He's got Tuck on.
Oh.
There's a poor handball to Tuck, put him right under the pump against Judd. Hicks fed it back out to Tuck, dispossessed again by Judd. Well done by the Blues skipper.
Just a classic example here where good set-up play by Richmond, and then the handball from Graham, just from 5 metres. You've got to be better than that. And now Carlton are able to stop it. Form a stoppage. Hampson, Grigg, handball straight to Cousins. Now here's an opportunity as Newman runs from half-back with a bounce. He kicks long towards full forward. Revolt being held. Fist from Jamison. Now Armfield tracks it back towards the line and over. Rushed behind to Richmond. Did enough there, Dennis Armfield.
Quick kick in. Comes off. Marked by Scotland, who's had a ripping year. Over the top to Gibbs. And he gives it off to Joseph. And now this is a good build-up by the Blues. Oh, Robinson just spilt the beans. Bad mistake. And allows Richmond back into the contest. Connors not sure what to do with it. Terrible handball to Nason. But fortunately for Nason, he got one in the back.
A bit crude there from Bryce Gibbs. He's tried to be aggressive, but no doubt that was in the back to Nason.
Nason gets things moving quickly. Post works his way to the front. Big fist came from Bauer. Here's Gibbs again. Back to Bauer, to Murphy, to Scotland. Ball was touched off the boot, so play on's the call. Waite gets dacked and penalised.
Jared Wade not happy. I don't know that he heard the call initially, and that's what he's probably complaining about. But umpire certainly called it, as you could hear. Oh, gee. And Connors proceeds to kick straight into Wade. Gets another opportunity. Try to get it to Cousins, but Joseph in the way, and he's got the last laugh, Jared Wade, as he gathers from half-back, kicks to half-forward. Wasn't the best of kicks in front of Henderson. Boundary throw in half-forward for the Blues.
I was just thinking of what I saw from Collingwood last night, and both of these sides are very lucky that they're not playing Collingwood today, because they'd be 50 points down. Because
already
they scored 50 points against Essendon last night in that first quarter, and both these teams have been no better than Essendon were last night.
Through the legs of Murphy, and then dumped by Martin. Allard, dragged down by Martin. Good second effort. Back to Murphy. Into the pocket. Henderson and Delidio again. Ball to the back. Chance for Newman. Just needs to see it over. Oh, gee, hit the post hard, Chris Newman there. And Robertson just getting under the skin of a few Richmond players as they bring it out, and Nason can clear from half-back.
I think the Tigers players thought they might have nudged Newman into the post, but that was broken up pretty quickly, and all of a sudden the ball's at half-forward for the Tigers. Collins to a one-on-one. That's a better option. Post couldn't take the mark. Fall of the ball easily mopped up by Davies. He kicks to Gibbs. He's had a very good first quarter. And now Carlton Lincoln defence. Handball comes back to Murphy. Into the middle. There's Blues everywhere here. Carazzo off to Hadley. Chips. Betts. Got there, couldn't take the mark. 50 out from the Blues goal. Connors over the top. Betts has another go at it. Now it spills. Carazzo. Onto the right boot. That's a good vision. Very good vision. Didn't blaze away, and he's found a teammate in Robinson who can go back and have a shot. 45 out.
one positive you'd give for Carlton is that they are looking to run and carry, as we see Robinson there. That's fair enough. It's just a strong hip and shoulder, and that's when he plays his best football. But it's been 14 inside 50s to Carlton and just 8 to Richmond. So this is a goal. Scoreboard pressure, there is nothing better than it in football. And this is a goal after 2 goals, 6 behinds that Robinson really needs to kick.
10 goals, 3 this season for Mitch Robinson. Played a dozen games. Another wild kick. Just sneaked home for a point.
Certainly been wayward. 11 points the Carlton advantage, but certainly playing the much better football at the moment. Now Connors with the responsibility of bringing the ball back in for Richmond into the pocket. Gordis, who's been around a long time with Richmond. Oh, gee, put himself under pressure and put Connors under pressure, who's had to scramble the kick only as far as Waite. Judd back to Waite. This is good from Carlton from 45. Kicks across the face. Mark taken by Moore. Now, dangerous handball in front of Asprey. Has to be good here. He's not. Murphy, Henderson, Allard, and...
Holding the man, Mark Murphy.
Well, free kick to Murphy out of all that. And he'll kick from 35 metres on a slight angle.
Michael, Richmond have conceded a score from 20%, 27% of their turnovers this year. That's the worst in the competition. And what we've seen in this first quarter, you can see why.
Here's the tackle against Edwards. Just held him far too long. And surely, Matthew, this will be it. Mark Murphy should kick Carlton's 3rd goal from 35. He pops it through. Margin out to 17 points, 10 scoring shots to 3, but good pressure by the Blues, although you've got to wonder about the decision-making of, well, Kelvin Moore on this occasion, who tried to handball to a teammate who was under the pump.
Maybe he's looking to get some run into the side, but they're renowned as a long-kicking side, but they couldn't have been further from that early in this first quarter, so they have to get back to what's made them a better side, Richmond.
Well, they've been their own worst enemy in this first quarter, Richmond. Continually turn the ball over in defence, and eventually Carlton have made them pay. It's the Blues by 17 points. Tap came from Brown for the Tigers, and we'll have another bounce in the middle.
Noticed also Damien Harvick's on the revolt topic spoke about going far too often to Jack, and I've noticed they've been going to post, now got Graham at full forward, so really looking to mix it up inside 50.
Greg, who's done some nice work in the clearances the last couple of weeks, certainly taken a bit of heat off the likes of Judd and Murphy. Here is Judd, squeezes the kick out, but only as far as Edwards, who marks on the member's wing.
Kick.
It was a good kick. Found Morton in space, who swings onto the left, kicks in the revolt direction. At the back of the pack, here's King. Oh, just changed his mind at the last minute, but still gets the goal in the end for Richmond. Well done, Jake King.
He's been a real positive for Richmond this year, Jake King. That's Morton working off Chris Judd in a midfield stoppage. Carlton have got to get better at that if they're to improve as a side, and that's just staying down on Arnfield, breaking the tackle and putting the pressure once again back on Carlton.
Jake King with his first goal, and again the benefit of having a key forward that attracts defenders, Matty, with 2 players going up against Revolt, leaving Jake King on the ground free.
You're spot on. Arnfield probably concerned about Revolt and his dominance. King stayed down and got the goal as a result.
So another chance for Morton to tuck. Edwards, Connors. Not quite sure about the wisdom of that kick, but he finds the boundary line at least. So stoppage just the attacking side of the wing for the Tigers.
Mitch Morton would be quite happy with his start. 5 disposals for Morton and 7 to Judd. So they'd take that at the start of the game, Richmond.
Well, the thing about Morton is he does use the ball well, so he can punish Carlton if he gets a fair bit of it. Graham Tuck fighting hard as he usually does, and a ball up.
Thanks, guys.
As we count down to quarter time. Gee, another one here for Richmond. Would undo a lot of Carlton work in this opening quarter. Graham gets it down. Ellard can't find the handle. Needs to get this out because he dragged it back underneath him.
On the ball, drag it under. Dustin Martin. Stay there, Tucky.
Fair enough. Martin with the kick, the attacking side of the wing. Tigers looking for a third goal as we get down to post. What a spectacular leap. Oh,
Jane, you just jumped straight
let the
into
boy
the-
jump.
He's
Holding upfield. It's a hold.
against Shane Tuck on David Allard, a holding, and this is where Carlton look to spread. That's a huge leap from post there, but this is where Carlton look far stronger than Richmond when they can spread them in the wide open spaces.
Here's Joseph on centre wing, drives towards half forward, wait the target, little push out from Newman.
It's a blew way off the ball, Chris, between the two ruckmen, Graham and Warnock, the emergency umpires out.
So Edwards has got the footy and Tuck marks at half back. Off to Cousins, who's forced to go back and across to Gordis. Now he's got a loose player on the wing, is White, but he goes shorter than that to O'Reilly, the first gamer. Got a bit of the Ben Harts about him, actually. Oh, gee, that was almost catastrophic. Gordis back to O'Reilly, and a good kick. And Newman marks at half back, and the Tigers an opportunity here.
A bit happening off the ball too as Delidio goes for a run. He could almost go all the way here, Delidio. No, decides to pass in the end, and it was a bad decision. Could have run another 20 metres, and a terrible turnover, and that'll just about be it. Gee, what a error-riddled first quarter we've seen from both teams.
Thanks, Jack. Don't hold.
And that'll be it. And the Blues in front by 11 points.
Hold a push.
Second quarter underway. Blues by 11. Graham wins it down. Tuck. Morton involved. Edwards towards Jackson. Didn't quite find the target. Murphy to Simpson. Now to Gibbs. Round one. Out the back. The support provided by Simpson, who normally uses the ball very well. Sets it out in front of Betts. That's how he likes it. Cousins in hot pursuit, but Betts low and hard towards Henderson. And he's tied up by Asprey. The ball not coming out. The umpire is pinged him here.
Hold the ball.
Didn't make a realistic attempt.
Up there. Play on.
So Asprey with the free kick across the ground to Edwards in the back pocket.
Delidio, you're free. Just before the mark. It's downfield. Andrew, you're holding him off the ball.
Carazzo was caught holding Brett Delidio, so the ball comes downfield onto defensive 50 for a free kick for the Tigers. He kicks to King. Can't quite take the chest mark. Some good opposition there from Armfield, who mopped up. Handballs to Simpson, gives it to Hadley, and he kicks to Robinson.
Brett, right there.
He's pulled up lame here too, Jake King, after that marking contest.
So he limps off.
Move it on.
Robinson with the football for Carlton.
Still me. Yep.
Kicks towards Henderson. Judd does the spoiling, spills to Waite. Oh, the left foot kick is a skew-if.
Good pass.
It was a brilliant pass. That's marked by Eddie Betts.
I think that's a matchup that, as I said earlier in the first quarter, Carlton have got to take advantage of. Gordis in his first game on Jared Waite. I think that's an option they could really take advantage of, and that's Eddie Betts got caught on Angus Graham, the ruckman, up against the small forward, and obviously he was too quick and got to the mark, quite easy.
So Eddie Betts, for his first for the afternoon, missed an easy goal in the first term, and he's missed another opportunity here.
He might have sprained his ankle here, Jake King. Looks like a classic old front of the ankle sprain.
Ooh.
He's gone straight down to the rooms with the club doc, and he was in a fair bit of pain when he came off the ground then, Lordy.
Thanks, Andy. So, again, Richmond going short from the kick in. Asprey. Now Gordis. Decides to kick along the line. And a push out. Now, it's a block.
There he is.
Against Graham, it'll go to Warnock.
Play on.
Off to Russell,
Yours.
who drives it inside attacking 50. Henderson at the back, good fist though from Moore. Betts and Judd combine. Judd tries to bring it back. That was a clever kick, and Garlett kicks the goal. No, the quarter only a couple of minutes old, but already Carlton really pressing hard, and Garlett with the goal, his second goal of the afternoon. Clever combination by Betts and Judd getting it to him.
Oh, that's a class finish inside 50 from Chris Judd, just spotting it over the top, and that's where O'Reilly had the job on Betts, and that's a dangerous matchup because he's far too nimble, and they'll get him out the back. Sensational player, Eddie Betts, but watch his goal kicking. Runs out to the right and then pulls the ball across his body. He's kicked 39-26 this year. I think that's something he has to look at in the off-season, because you're asking for trouble when you've got a set up like that.
Hadley fed it out to Judd. As the Blues go back inside 50, and again, oh, beautiful delivery by Judd, but Henderson couldn't hang on to the mark. Handball comes to O'Reilly. Good tackle by Garlett. It was a beauty. And he's been rewarded. Big tackle from a little man.
There it is.
Garlett's got
The right arm just over the shoulder there. Might have been a bit lucky.
And pass to Betts. He's also spilt the beans. What is going on out there? It is swirly though. It cuts the players some slack. It is pretty windy out there this afternoon. Pretty swirly always at the MCG. So we've got a ball up inside the Blues attacking 50.
Betts and Garlett are looking ominous though for the Blues inside 50.
Warnock the tap. Judd to Scotland. Shrugs the tackle. Back to Russell. Stripped of the ball. Newman with his head over it.
What are the conditions like down there, Andy?
Yeah, it's one of those classic MCG days. Lordy, the wind, you know what it's like down here. It heads in a whole lot of different directions. There's funny little channels where the wind is sort of strong heading towards one goal, then it might be on the other side of the ground, so it's totally unpredictable.
Good tackle by Tuck on Scotland. The ball tied up again. So 12 scoring shots to 4. The margin 18 points in favour of the Blues. Just get the sense though they start putting it together, they can run away with this game. Chance for Edwards, close quarters to Tuck, put him out of the pump. Jackson, Nason, forced just to kick haphazardly towards the wing. Out comes Post, he can't control it. Numbers with the Blues, mopped up by Gibbs. Got a couple of players in support. Bauer and now Scotland. So opportunity here for Carlton, and Scotland kicks towards Henderson, who gathers well on the bounce. Can't get the handball off. That was a great tackle by Delidio. Carazzo backtracking, just hoists it high. Wants a contest, and perhaps the small forwards to get involved. Morton can't take the mark. Wait. And Gordis at the bottom of the pack, fighting for the ball, and we'll get a bounce. 25 metres from Carlton's goal.
Thanks, Eddie.
Jake King testing out that dodgy ankle. It's okay. Bounce deep inside Carlton's attacking 50. Simpson was the third man up, but doing the roving is Edwards. Kicks straight to Russell. Can't take the mark. Sport by Collins. But Russell grabs the ball at ground level. Off to Scotland. To Bauer. To Gibbs. To Murphy. And Murphy pumps it long. Henderson from the side can't mark. Richmond defence under pressure here. Gordis slow, gone. Absolutely gone cold. And going back to have a shot at goal will be Henderson.
Good effort from Henderson. He's been sore from a previous contest. There's one tackle, gets back on Gordis. He would now not have played a game at the level of this, obviously being his first game of AFL footy, but the pace from VFL to AFL is dramatic. The increase, and Henderson, fantastic tackle. He should be setting himself for a massive game today, Henderson. He's outsized. He'd be too strong for most of the Richmond defenders, and these are goals he must kick.
Lockie Henderson for goal number 2 this afternoon. From directly in front, 15 metres out from goal. Ominous signs now for the Tigers. What are the inside 50s, boys? 23 to 12. So 11 in favour of the Blues at the moment. All they need to do is kick straight, and she'll be over at half-time the way it's going.
I think for the sake of Carlton and their final series ahead, that should be a massive win today. The dominance of the Blues in this second quarter, 8 inside 50s to 0 to the Tigers, just shows the pressure's up and about, winning the centre clearances. It's a matter of them getting their forward structure right. Henderson and Waite have to be one presenting across half forward, the other one deep out of the goal square.
They've dominated out of the centre as well. Ellard to Hadley. Garlett got a hand in, couldn't complete the mark. Connors, now they've got the numbers here. Richmond, can they take the ball away? No, they do well in combination, the Blues, to tie the ball up and force a bounce, the attacking side of their wing.
Thanks, Calvin.
The dominance so profound, they haven't had a possession forward of centre, Richmond, this quarter.
Tuck, Martin. Some heavy work in there. Oh, not sure about the Jackson kick. Brown, Tuck, Connors. No, he's got nowhere to go. Back to Tuck. All their possessions under pressure. Tuck's handball intended for Nason, and they sweep it away. Judd to Armfield. Not a great handball. Now it puts Davies under the pump, and he takes it to the line. So well done, certainly on that occasion, by Richmond, just to apply some pressure. Forced the boundary throw in at the half forward, and well played by big Sean Hampson there. So Brown. And ball going nowhere, so another bounce. At least they're inside their attacking 50, the Tigers, with an opportunity perhaps.
Yeah, it's now out to 23 inside 50s to the Blues, 13 to Carlton. They have to take a chance here inside 50, Richmond, because they're not getting too many of them.
Grigg to Gibbs, to Murphy, to Carazzo. Too easy out of defence. Long ball to the 50. Henderson again. Might have got one a little bit high. Good handball, good recovery from Henderson to Simpson. Kicks into the pocket. Lurking his bets. Gathered by Waite. Handballs backwards to Henderson. Has to pick it up at the toes. Did well. Back to Carazzo. Carazzo into the pocket. Betts will mark. No. Free kick. No. Play on. And it's out of bounds. Yet he wanted the free, but none forthcoming. Here we go. Oh, well, that's a good solid piece of defence.
No, I think he had his hand right in the middle of his back. Left hand.
So throw it in the forward pocket. Carazzo back to Hadley, running out of room. Good handball back to Simpson. Murphy, Scotland, finds some space on the left. That is exquisite skill. Will it have the carry? No, not quite. Rush behind. Great kick on either side. Heath Scotland having another ripping year. It is the Blues by 25 points.
So Brett Deledio at full back. Again, Carlton zoning up. Chris Judd takes a breather. Kick towards half back, and Henderson, who's had a pretty good game. You forget sometimes he's just 20 years of age and still got a lot of football in front of him. He drives it towards full forward. Oh, good mark taken by Moore. Thought about going on with it and decided against it. So can they get it out this time? Asprey. The natural inclination when they take a mark, the Tigers, is to go back on the mark, whereas Carlton, their first thought is, how can I play on and get this ball moving?
It is. You make something happen when you roll off. You're spot on. You're going sideways. Had so many possessions. They've had equal possessions of Carlton, but you know, 10 less inside 50s, and they're just getting themselves into trouble just like that.
Poor kick from Connors, marked by Gibbs on centre wing. 25 points the advantage in a really dangerous part of the game here for Richmond. Gibbs just waiting to draw the player. Davies in game number 2 did well. Off to Jamison. Now up the corridor. Look at the space Russell's got. Wasn't the greatest of kicks, but he gathers over the top. Chance for Hadley. Just drives it deep to the goal square. Beyond the goal line. It's a goal. What a beauty from Richard Hadley. Margin out to 31 points. 12 minutes into the second quarter. And, gee, some real problems now for Damien Hardwick.
Good kick down the middle there from Jamison. Split the Tigers open. Gets it to Hadley. And that is a great finish from about 55 metres out. And they should really go in for the kill here, Carlton. They've got 2 weeks till the finals. Should nail Richmond here today. Great finish there from Hadley. Beautiful kick out of the defence from Jamison to Russell, and that's a real good finish. If he can add that to his game, Hadley, can extend his career for another couple of years, but they should really go in for the kill here, the Blues, and have a big win here today.
First goal for the season in his 6th game, Richard Hadley. Tigers have hardly had it inside their attacking 50. Just cannot get their hands on the ball. Ambitious handball from Gibbs. That allows Richmond into the picture. Morton to Cousins. Good mark. And within range, perhaps. Hasn't got the penetration in his kicking like he used to, but probably a chance here, Ben Cousins.
Once again, Chris, so that's Morton, probably the best user in the Richmond midfield, along with Martin. Great use inside 50.
Halfway through the quarter, and that was Richmond's first score of the quarter, behind to Ben Cousins. So Russell to bring it back in. Can they apply enough pressure to turn this kick over, Richmond? He did well, Russell, kept his composure. To half back, Warnock pushed out. And we'll get the free kick. So they get it out very easily as he handballs to Gibbs towards the wing. Gordis around Hampson, well played. Oh, gee, gave it to his teammate Ashbury, who was under the pump. Just a poor decision. And a boundary throw in, perhaps lucky to get away with that, the Tigers.
Graham against Warnock. Picked up by Graham and dropped it. Tuck handball to no one in particular. Morton working hard, but his handball went straight to Warnock, who handball went to Deledio. He gives it off to Cousins, who pumps it long. Brown's outnumbered here. Gibbs worked his way to the front and knocked it over the line. Good job.
Disposals for this quarter, 58-34, and most of Richmond's are in the defensive 50.
Well, both ruckman misjudged that. Back of the pack was Tuck. Feeds the handball to Morton. Kicks to the hot spot. Brown in front, can't mark. Davies on hands and knees. To Scotland, to Joseph. And he gets dealt with after the kick. It'll be downfield. Didn't matter anyway because Robinson took the mark. Waits for some support. Running off half-back was Jamison. To Hadley. He gets pushed as he kicks. So he'll get another free kick downfield. And it'll be taken by Carazzo. Bit of frustration creeping into the Tigers game. Just can't get their hands on the football in this second term. It's the Blues by 5 goals. Carazzo back inside 50. Weight flies high. Murphy. Oh, he's jumped on top of it. He'll be penalised here if he doesn't get rid of it quickly. Edwards tackled by Scotland. A bounce.
Sean Greig very lucky earlier on here with Jackson. Just clips the chin, but not much there in it.
So a bounce, half forward for the Blues, taken away by Tuck, who kicks it 55 metres, but only as far as Bauer. Again, Carlton's intent, play on at all costs, over to Armfield. Wide, chance for Russell, back to Bauer, who kept going. Oh, look out, son. Gone. Great tackle by the big boy, Andrew Brown. Off to Jackson, that's better, get it moving. Oh, the kick from Jackson wasn't great. Robinson was able to run it down, ducked ahead, good umpiring, play on. Jackson did brilliantly off the Deledio. Cousins back towards Deledio. Now Jake King, slipped around the neck, no free kick. Edwards Oh, he's in a nest of Blues. Scrambles it towards half forward, but it's all Carlton. Warnock and Gibbs between them do as much as they can to mark it up, but they still can't. Although Davies' handball wasn't great. And he gets a free kick, though. Advantage paid. Jamison. Scotland. Game number 196. Closing in on 200. Off to Murphy. Now Grigg. Betts leads to the pocket. He kicks more centrally towards Henderson up. Couldn't take it. Brilliant roving from Garland. Can he finish? Not quite. That was classic small forward play. Front and centre. Taking it off the hands at full tilt. Just couldn't quite get the finish. Only a behind of the Blues.
Rush in the back pocket by Edwards.
Spot on, Chris. So you can't teach that. It's just something that small forwards, Stevie Milne, one of the better ones at it, and the Indigenous players have got in the competition.
Oh, that's undisciplined play by Jackson. Another turnover. Carazzo for Carlton gets it at half forward. Shorts it to Hadley. Off to Gibbs. Now switches back to the members' side. Armfield camped underneath it. He'll be wanting to give off the handball. He decides to go himself by foot. Kicks into the corridor. Wade flies high, can't mark. Judd at the fall of the ball. Kept it alive. Richmond have numbers. Deledio. Asprey. Connors. Post. Back to Deledio in the back pocket. Have to be clean here. He's not. Comes to Hadley, to Armfield, to Scotland, who loads up from 50. It's coming back with the breeze. It's a goal.
I think the only reason Carlton aren't further in front than the 31 points they are currently is just the use inside 50. See Armfield, he sprayed one previous. You get a finisher like Scotland, and that is the difference between Carlton being further in front than what they are at the moment. Their ball use inside 50 has been average. They lift that, they'll have a huge win and should be further in front.
So that margin now out to 37 points. And this was Damien Hardwick issuing the instructions as that goal was kicked to one of his charges. Chance for Martin, who's well wrapped up by Ellard. No prior opportunity at bounce. 37 points the advantage. And certainly Carlton have absolutely dominated this quarter. Again, they win the clearance. Judd inside attacking, 50-odd weight. The ball just eluded him. Connors. Post, and I'll put his teammate O'Reilly under pressure, but he's lucky he gets a free kick for a push in the back against Garlett. The Irishman from County Down, short to Martin, covering the bare minimum 15 metres. Martin wide, and this is better. Connors can play on. He's got Deledio running for him. Good kick to position, and a Carlton free kick back on the wing.
It was against Nason for holding the new player Davies. And this is a key. They're going at 36% inside 50 Carlton. Can they start using the ball better going forward?
Grigg towards Henderson, who has to stop and wait, but marks 48 from goal. Henderson's been busy. Kick into the pocket. Oh, that's a courageous mark. Wonderful courage shown there by Post.
Another poor kick though from Henderson. They're just decision making. They need to get Scotland and Judd the ball. Gibbs, Murphy, they're better users delivering it inside 50, because if they are playing against the better opposition, they'd be hurt on the rebound. Richmond can't score, but Carlton should have far more than just the 6 goals they presently have.
Matthew, Jack Revol's getting a cold up the other end. Would you maybe even give him a spell in the ruck for 10 minutes just to get him into the game, or do something? Maybe put him at half back.
I think what is Morton, it's giving him another opportunity to save his career. So I reckon, no doubt, play him as a second ruckman,
Get him into the game somehow. As the Blues work it back inside 50 again. Bit of showtime already. Betts fed it out, and it's a goal to Grigg. Another one for the Blues. This has got 100 points plus the way we're going, Matthew.
It is 16 inside 50s to 3 for the quarter. So that's just showing a dominance. Men against boys, to be fair. It's just, as we said, that they start taking advantage. And this is a bloke, Sean Grigg, who's I've loved his development over the last month. I think he's a player Carlton have to persevere with.
.43 points the advantage. Clever goal from Sean Grigg. And the Tigers, they've made so much progress this year, but it's all unravelling here today at the MCG. Hampson off to Ellard. Couldn't quite flush the kick, and that's a good mark taken by Cousins.
Thanks, Scotty. Let him get up.
And Ben Cousins coming in for his 11th disposal. It's a handball to Newman. To Connors, and again, a thought about playing on and decided against it.
He's in a terrible way, Ben Cousins here. I don't know what he's done, but he can hardly walk as he's trying to get off the ground here.
And the kick towards half forward. Well, that could be all over, Andy.
Let's hope it's not the hamstring, Chris. It doesn't look to be a hamstring. Maybe he's just come down awkwardly on the ankle, but he's in a terrible, terrible way.
Oh, he's lying down right there in front of you. Well, there he is.
He's writhing in pain, Chris. He's in a shocking way.
I wonder whether he might have broken a limb, but play goes on, and the ball's inside the Richmond attacking 50.
He knew he was in trouble the minute he landed. He hasn't really been able to put any weight on his left foot. He's trying to put something on it there now. You can see him hobbling. He's in a terrible, terrible way.
So from the bounce, the ball trickles, but it's out on the full. Hit the behind post. Here's the incident involving Ben Cousins. And again.
Seemed fairly innocuous, didn't it? Hopefully it's just an ankle. But as Andy Mars said, he looked in a really bad way as the Blues bring it out of defence. Bauer. Joseph. Simpson. Scotland. On the members' wing. Looks for big Warnock. Well done. Nice use of the body. And Warnock swings onto the left. Sets it up for Waite, who's caught behind, but he's got it anyway. As Ben Cousins has to be helped into the rooms. Let's hope this is not the end for Ben Cousins.
Would be sad. He's had an enormous career, and even really added to Richmond over the last couple of years.
Waite from point blank range kicks the Blues 9th.
Really like that build-up. Warnock, Jared Waite getting over to Warnock. Just great body work in the one-on-one contest. They've had to move post back to centre-half back. He wasn't finding any footy across the forward line, just with the one disposal post. So that's great for Robbie Warnock that he's starting to get some confidence at AFL level.
Jared Waite, Carlton's 6th goal of the quarter. Now let's have another look at this Cousins injury.
Can you see anything on the left side there?
No.
Because it's definitely his left leg. Something on his left leg that has given way there.
Didn't look to be anything, so a little puzzling.
Go high. Thanks, Daniel.
I'm sure you'll be all over it at half-time, Andy, and bring us a full report. So ball back now with Hampson winning. Martin. Morton. No, umpire said he threw it. Gee, nothing going right for Richmond. Can't take a trick at the moment. And Jay King warming up to come back on. So Chris Judd from the centre of the MCG drives it high inside attacking 50. Warnock in from the side. Gee, they had a few flies there, the Blues. Comes out the back to Newman. Handball missed the mark. Collins has been quiet. Off to Connors. Kicks towards the wing, but kicked it straight to Garlett. And again, Carlton will go into attack as just over a minute and a half in the half. Bauer. Now he was pulled down. The umpire looked at it, didn't do it, and in from the side, big Sean Hampson. Comfortable mark. not a lot of pressure from the Richmond defence.
Chriso, remarkably, Ben Cousins has returned and he looks like there has been nothing happened to him in the last 5 minutes. And this is miraculous.
Well, that's obviously it was an ankle, Andy, but that's great news.
Oh, it's fantastic. He's lacing up the right boot, so maybe it was the right leg and we were pointing in the wrong direction. Look, who knows, but he looks 100% better than he did 2 minutes ago.
Gee, well, that's good news. Meantime, Sean Hampson from directly in front, 40 metres from goal, should kick Carlton's 10th. He sprays it way right. So 9-11 now, the scoreline for the Blues as Ben Cousins warms up. Doesn't look to be limping at all, Andy.
No, and look, apparently it might have just been a knock, we're being told, that just hit him in the wrong spot and caused some serious pain for a minute or two, but he looks 100% okay. Remarkable.
50 seconds left in this half. I think Hardwick's got to say to his team, kicked 2 goals going back behind the mark. We've just got to take the game on in this second half because they've lacked no run and haven't tried anything really. It's just caused turnover after turnover.
Garlett over the top to Judd, into the pocket, another goal. Henderson's got it. Well, that summed up Richmond's half, Matthew. That was a disaster coming out from deep in defence, and they paid another ultimate price, another goal from a turnover.
Well, I think because of the development of where they're at in their ball use, Hardwick has had them kicking long. They're the longest kicking team in the competition, and all they've done today is kick short, sideways, backwards, and have given them no chance to get any run and flow. And you'd hate to be a Richmond forward today because they have had no opportunities whatsoever. Revolt's had one possession, Post had one up forward. The new player Brown, he's had 2. So the midfield has just given them their team no chance whatsoever to score.
Inside 50s, 34-16. In this quarter, the Blues have piled on 7 goals to zip.
56 points as we close in on half-time. Murphy. Morton appealing for the high fend off there. Garlett. Judd. They've still got an opportunity perhaps for another one. Beautiful kick to Henderson.
Inside 50s this quarter, Michael, 20-4.
20-4. That's just... Well, it's going to tick down and Henderson will kick after the siren to put the Blues in front by a whopping 62 points. And Matty, this could be a breakout game for Lockie Henderson. He's been a little bit in and out of the side. They've put a lot of faith in him. He's just 20 years of age, but he has been great today. 5 marks coming in for his 11th disposal and goal number 4. So Lockie Henderson, the former Lion, nice kick, but just fading to the right, so behind only. So at half-time...
It's on, Chriso here. It's on.
Jake King's in amongst it, quarters.
It's a surprise.
And the margin 57 points at half-time. And this is where it gets a little difficult for the AFL. When things like this happen after the siren, there's not much the umpires can do but just sit back and watch and wait and observe. And I wonder, Matty, where we need to get to a point where free kicks can be paid at the start of the next quarter, perhaps, or a free kick paid right there if something untoward happens.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But if you're a Richmond's coach, you'd go in and say, no point showing fight after the halftime siren. You've got to show some character, some run, some dare when the play's on, because they didn't show any in that first half. I'm not sure how much he'll be able to contribute the way he's moving, but he probably realised he may only have 3 games left in his career. He wants to be out there.
So third quarter underway and an immediate free kick, and it's going to go to Carlton. So handball off from Hampson to Scotland, drives it deep towards full forward. Henderson in front. Oh, was pulled back, no free kick chance. At the fall of the ball for the Tigers to clear through King. Now the ball's not coming out. The umpire's going to ping him. Worst possible start for the Tigers in this third quarter. Betts with the free kick directly in front, 25 metres from goal.
You see Jake King, he's trying to tap the ball out. He falls on top of it and drag back in. I think that's the type of rule they want to look back in. They don't want players dragging it under the player. But watch Eddie Betts. He runs out to the right and then pulls the ball across his body.
You're not going to call a miss from here, surely. Scraped home. Well, Betts kicks a goal and the margin's out to 63 points, and there would have been a lot of firing up in that Richmond rooms at halftime, Matty, to say, let's get it, really have a crack here, try and come back, and then all of a sudden within 30 seconds it's deflated.
Oh, it is, and there's just been no resistance whatsoever, and that's what Hardwick has changed about the side this year, so they don't want to fall back into old habits, Richmond.
Margin 10 goals plus now, out to 63 points. There's Ben Cousins.
He's in a terrible way, Quarters. He can hardly walk out there.
It doesn't look good for him, that's for sure. But he's gutsing it out at the moment. As we started in the middle again, Judd with his head over the ball, forces it forward. Wanted a free kick, none forthcoming. Picked up by the Tigers skipper in Newman. To half forward, Gibbs. Won by Hicks to Nason. O'Reilly, it's run down, and the umpire says in the back.
He got that wrong, the umpire. Actually, we get to see that again later. Robinson actually swung him in the tackle.
Off to Collins. And that's a good mark taken by Big Graham. He's up there to lend some support with Revolt.
The way I saw it, yeah, the way I saw it, Robinson twists him in the tackle.
Right.
That was I think the umpire saw an aggressive Robinson coming in and blew the whistle before he had the chance. So obviously they need some luck here, the Tigers. They've only won 2 third quarters in 11 matches here at the G, so it is their worst quarter.
Oh, don't say that.
Angus Graham directly in front, 20 metres out from goal. For the Tigers' third of the match. They went goalless in the second term. It's an interesting run-up, but it's effective enough. Goal to Richmond.
At least when they got the free kick, they rolled off and got it inside 50 to a one-on-one. And that's what we want to see from Richmond here in this second half. Run and carry and just take the game on.
Testing it out at the moment on the ground. It's inside at 50. Breeze is picking up. Armfield's testing out Cousins here. He was giving it a bit of a run through. He wanted to come off at one stage, but stayed on the ground.
Yeah, just testing it out. There's obviously still worrying him. So Hampson wins this one out to Scotland. Knocked out of his hand by Jackson. Desperate stuff from Martin, but the Blues have it. Wait into the path of Robinson. Drives it wide. Just off the side of the boot. Wasn't the best of kicks, and we'll get a boundary thrown in the forward pocket.
Lloyd, is that going to be disconcerting for Dennis Armfield at all, playing on Ben Cousins when he's in that sort of nick?
It's on in the middle. Armfield's into Cousins, and Cousins has responded.
No, he'd be happy with that, and he'd take the opportunity to run off as Ben Cousins gets the free kick. Armfield will look to get into him because he can't run freely, Ben Cousins.
So the handball off. Oh, gee, they mucked it up again. Betts. Morton was the one that turned it over. Short kick. Carazzo from just inside 50 towards the goal square. Hits the post. So behind only to the Blues. And this is how it all started. Armfield's just been niggling Cousins. And he'd had enough. And eventually the free kick might have even been against Gibbs rather than Armfield.
This is Gordis, who's had a pretty reasonable debut. Little short one to Martin. What an outstanding first year he's had. He goes short to Cousins. Gives it back to Martin, who backs himself here and breaks the Gala tackle. Well done.
Better.
That's what they want. But unfortunately, the kick lets him down. He puts it straight down the throat of Simpson in the middle of the ground. To Scotland, to Jamison, who floats one, but effectively inside 50. It's really swirly. The wind's picked up down there, and the mark's taken by Waite. And Jared Waite will be lining up for his second for the afternoon.
Jamison's looked to show a bit more run. It's a wobbler, but Maud lost touch on Jared Waite, and he and Henderson should really look to cash in this second half.
Right through the middle.
Watch Ben Cousins since that free kick that he got, or that mark. He hasn't been able to move out of that centre square for the last 3 or 4 minutes. So I think he's best coming off the ground because they're virtually playing one short with him out there.
Into the pocket. Henderson's there, so's Waite. Big fist came from post. Gala kept it alive to Betts. Eddie Betts has kicked it. Touched on the line. Ooh, right on the line. Goal umpire in beautiful position there, Michael.
It was. I'd love to see that again. Edwards kicks it straight into Robinson. The Blues alive again inside their attacking 50. Robinson pulls it back with 30 metres to Armfield. They can reset around Morton. Murphy just bombs it wide into the pocket. Not the great kick. Connors couldn't mark it. And a boundary throw. Here's the attempt from Betts. And the goal umpire saying it was touched.
On the line.
He was in a great position, the goal umpire. Grigg, Judd, and goal. Just too easy. No real protection at the stoppage by the Tigers at the back of the pack, which is where you need to be. And good combination by the midfield of the Blues. And Brett Ratten will be pretty happy with how things have progressed today. The margin is a whopping 72 points.
It's a great tap there from Hampson, but how you let Chris Judd sit out the back of a stoppage on his own is unforgivable. I think Mitch Morton's still on him. That's not good enough in the defensive side of 50. They have been non-competitive today. And you look at Jack Revolt down the other end. 1 disposal, 1 mark, but they've had 17 inside 50s for the game. So it's about what Quarters said earlier. They've got to get him into the game, whether it's give him a run through the midfield or have him presenting across half forward.
Mitch Morton got the front of his jumper.
Free kick going Richmond's way to Morton.
Thanks, Eddie, that's it. You, mate.
Long ball to a contest. Revolt got nudged out of it very nicely. Jamison stood up the tackle and released the handball. Bauer, nicely done to Armfield, to Hadley, to Russell, to Simpson. Good teamwork from the Blues out of defence. Hadley back to Russell. His kick let him down, intercepted by Edwards. Gives it to Cousins. He's got a short on if he can screw it around the corner. He did. Well done by Cousins. To Asprey. And that's an excellent kick by Asprey. A couple of Tigers there. And one of them is Revolts, who for one of the few occasions today has been presented with an opportunity, and he's taken the mark, and he'll line up directly in front, 35 metres out from goal.
Yeah, it was a good kick there from Cousins, just open up the play, and great to see him play on. It's sort they haven't done enough of today, and presents Revolt with a chance.
Jack Revolts on top of the Coleman medal has kicked the goal.
A poor mistake there from Jordan Russell. Tried to try something too cute to get it back inboard to Armfield, and fantastic kick, centering it up. Didn't wait to go back behind the mark, and that's what Revolt needs, one-on-one chances.
Tigers out of defence. Morton, who's been one of Richmond's best, off to Jackson. Nice handball back to Morton. O'Reilly, Jackson. They maintain possession. High kick wide, and Connors is able to take the mark and immediately playing on. So that's something they've changed in this third quarter, taking the game on, taking a risk, as now Delidio's got an opportunity. Back to Connors, Cousins, now Asprey. This is better from the Tigers. Can he find a target? Looking for Revolt in amongst a nest of Blues. Ball to the back, and a free kick to Collins, I suspect, for a high tackle. And for one of the few times today, taking the game on, Matty, and really taking a chance.
Been heaps better, Chriso. The last 5 or 6 minutes has been their best of the match. And once again, 4 or 5 players gravitate to Revolt. That's where the Richmond players got to find a better option. But they all went to him. It fell over the back. And Collins gets a shot on goal. He's a pretty good goal kicker in his early stage of his career.
Yeah, just 12 games this year, but he's kicked 13 goals. So averaging just over 1 a game. Gee, a couple of steps, pops it through. So 3 goals apiece in this third quarter, and the margin is an even 10 goals. 60 points the Carlton lead as we look at the high tackle coming on Collins against Joseph.
Got an entertaining story for you guys on Collins, if you want to hear it. If we get time in this last part of the game.
I'm up for it.
It takes a bit of time, though.
Well, come on.
Collins, you want to get the centre bounce, or we wait for a stoppage?
You got a story on him, have you?
I've got a good story on.
How long does it take?
Andrew Collins. I can shorten it to about 20 seconds.
All right, we'll see what happens with this centre bounce first.
Wow.
It's a clearance won by Carlton through Simpson. Inside 50 it goes. There's Martin for the Tigers. Jackson back to Martin. Good tackle by Simpson. He just get thrown out of the way, Simpson. Strong play by Martin. Finds King.
Ragdolled.
It was to Connors, and he kicks to post. A much better effort from Richmond in this third term. Post. Floats one towards Revolt. Oh, up high was Jamison doing the spoiling. Tigers have an opportunity here. Picked up by Morton. Good disciplined kick to the tip of the goal square. They fly. Collins might get another one. Handball's back. Cousins. Yes.
Interesting there that they haven't taken Cousins off the ground in this third quarter.
Yeah, has not been interchanged at all.
No, just keep him going. Otherwise, you seize up when you get. He'd have bleeding going on inside his leg, and he just seize up once you stop. So he's actually moved a little bit better in the last 5 minutes.
Ben Cousins with the handball from Collins. Lovely finish, polished finish. Just that leg still worrying him, you sense. He's out there and continuing to, there you can see he's just limping there. Well done, Warnock just takes it out, kicks it very high towards half forward. Wait, good fist from Moore, and again the Tigers can emerge from defence. Edwards to Tuck, to Jackson, who's been important in the last few minutes. Morton's been very good. He's got an option wide in Connors, uses him. Now Revolt will start to go as Connors drives it deep into the pocket at the back. A chance for post. Big mark. He's marked just 15 metres from goal. The angle, as you can see, will be relatively acute. But another opportunity. They've kicked 4 goals to 3 in this third quarter, the Tigers, and an opportunity here to enhance that.
Yeah, Post, he's taken a lot longer to get into the system. He's developed late as a player, and it's great to see him clunk a few marks inside 50. They had to move him back because he couldn't find any of the ball due to the lack of inside 50s, but Richmond's fans would love that. Another option to Jack Revolt is what they need.
Just his second year, picked 26 in 2008. So an opportunity here. Some excitement to the Richmond fans. He squeezes it home. Margin back to 48 points. Keep going at this rate, they can win the game.
Great kick there from Connors too. When he kicks it longer, he's a better kick rather than just going short. That's his strength. And you can put the Carlton defence under pressure in a one-on-one situation, which they weren't giving the Tigers forwards that opportunity in the first half.
So another goal of the Tigers. Here's Revolt over to Jaden Post. And he's happy. Ben Cousins is happy. Gave him a pat on the rump. So they're up and about now, Richmond. Took a while. Got a lot of work to do. Warnock has had a pretty good game. It's an up and under. That's a good mark taken by Deledio. They're getting things moving quickly, Richmond. They're attacking through the corridor. And Connors has been excellent off half-back. Long ball. Revolt sandwiched between a couple of Richmond players. Taken away by Joseph. So some respite here for the Blues as Waite marks at half-back.
Jared Waite, an important player for the Blues. Certainly will be come September. Davies, just in his second game, kicks wide to Hampson, who spilt the mark.
I'll quickly try and tell my story.
Okay.
I was in Noosa on a Christmas holiday a couple of years back, and Mitch Wallace, the son of Steve, who's about to go to the Western Bulldogs under the father's son. I needed someone to have a kick with in the pre-season, so I said to him, can you come? He said, do you mind if I bring a mate? Anyway, this mate was using the footy quite well, and at the end of the session I said, do you play a bit of footy, do you, mate? He said, yeah, I'm on Richmond's list. My name's Andrew Collins.
The Blues going goal and just across the face. The attempt from Murphy. And a behind to the Blues that the Tigers now bring it out of defence.
And Connors again.
Didn't he say, don't you know who I am?
He goes, I was emergency 6 times last year.
And the umpire is going to bounce in the middle here. 49 points the margin. It's been a good experiment with Morton on the ball. Matthew, I reckon it's been a good move.
It has
worked okay.
It has. He's the 4th highest ball winner, but it's just the way he runs and carries the foot. He hasn't been caught out fitness-wise whatsoever.
18 disposals to Mitch Morton. Speaking of ball winners, Judd to Carazzo. Left foot kick into the goal square, and it's marked by Waite.
The loss of Thursfield and McGuan has really hurt the Tigers today. They've just had to go with Delidio. Newman was caught there on Jared Waite. Really been undersized in the defensive 50.
Jared Waite's kicked 2 goals. He can make that 3.
Great couple of weeks for Jared Waite. 7 goals. A presence inside 50, and as I said, they're far better. They're a far better side with Satanta helping out of the side. Him providing an option really makes Betts and Garlett, Yarran when he gets back, a better team.
How's Cousins down there, Andy Marr?
Say that again,
How's
Quarters?
Ben Cousins down there?
Yeah, he's just sitting on the bench. He half joked to the doc as he walked past us that I thought it was going to be the leg that was going to get me off the ground, not this. So he's in pretty good spirits for a man who's been through the wars.
Delidio bangs it to the 50. And a mark taken by Bauer. Off to Armfield. To Simpson. Not a lot on offer, so he does a U-turn. Goes back into defensive 50.
Does that count as a Richmond forward 50 entry?
That's a good question. Quite sure. Don't think so. Jamison has the ball. So into the last seconds of this 3rd quarter. There's Ben Cousins. And a small victory to the Tigers in this term. They'll take it after a horror first half. It's the Blues by 54. Yeah, 2 games remaining for the Blues are against Geelong at Etihad Stadium and Fremantle at Subiaco. So big finish coming up for the Blues. 2 hard matches before the finals.
Dragged it in. He dragged it in.
And we start with a free kick going Richmond's way to be taken by Martin.
Play on. You, mate.
Kicks in the revolt direction and almost a mark to Graham. Jamison got it to Scotland. Not for long. There's Collins. Bit of skill there. Couldn't quite get the handball off. That comes to Armfield. Handball's on to Bauer. Goes for a dash. And that's a good kick. And he finds Waite. He's run hard from the 50 to present on the wing. Waite short to Simpson. Kicks to Carazzo, who pumps it long to a 1-on-1. Coming in from the side is Waite. Oh, bad breakdown there. He was on Waite, but he couldn't make the most of it. He missed a mark he should have taken. King backs himself. Off to Edwards. Kicks towards Revol. Kept his feet. Taken by Collins. Back to Newman and kicks in the Revolt direction. He's got to battle this with Bauer. The boundary line beats them both.
You're spot on, Quarters, with that weight mark. He should have swallowed that up, but that was Gordis, who's number 33, first gamer, completely lost touch. And the work rate of weight, he got away with one there, Gordis.
Great tap out of his, or spoiled by Tuck it was. Graham straight to Murphy though. Judd, now Scotland, can relieve the pressure for the Blues. From half-back he kicks to the lead of Henderson, who marks backward of the wing. There's Aaron Joseph with a right ankle problem. Let's hope that doesn't keep him out of the September action. Henderson there got himself into an awful spot. He's done some promising things, but lets himself down occasionally. He had 14 disposals, 7 marks, kicked 3 goals too, all came in the first half. Hampson wins it down. Chance for Hadley. Armfield, well tackled by Edwards, who's tried hard. And a bounce. Half forward for the Tigers. There's Ben Cousins still on the ground. Still looks to be troubled by that leg injury. As Hampson to Murphy. Oh. Kick comes forward to Henderson. This time he handballs off quickly to Betts. Open forward line. This is how Carlton have tried to manufacture it all day. Beautifully done. Great kick to Wade. Good chase by Gordis, but Wade is able to kick the goal from 10 metres. Four goals to Jared Waite this afternoon. And the margin back out to 60 points.
A couple of matchups here that I'm not too sure about in the Richmond defence. Shane Tuck's been playing on Henderson. Tuck's one of the best ball winners they've got in the last couple of weeks. Hardwick's moved him back, and Gordis, he's just out of his depth playing it in the last line on Jared Waite.
But Henderson, in fairness to Tuck's, hardly touched the ball in the second half.
Yeah, I just think that Tuck, I think there's other players who, in terms of the clearance work and getting the ball forward, Tuck's one of your better players. And I think that, I'm not sure, you wouldn't be playing Tuck next year. They've just re-signed him. I'm not sure that he'd be seen as a defender moving forward.
Averaging 26 disposals and 5 clearances a match this year. Cousins to Morton, who gets it back to Cousins. Handballs to King. Out wide to Asprey. They'll have a throw in. Half forward line. Tigers into attack. They're down by 10 goals. Richmond's last 2 matches. Little consequence now, obviously. Some of the young players just starting to feel the pinch. Here's Tuck to King. Run down, holding the ball. Advantage paid here. Carazzo's got a loose man inside 50 in Garlett, who'll run on, take the mark and kick the easiest of goals.
Good pressure there from Carlton. They've had 48 tackles for the match. Not a huge number, but if you can tackle 60, 70 around that mark, you've had a pretty good day. And Richmond just getting caught out the back, and Garlett had another really productive day.
Three goals to Jeff Garlett, 3 goals to 4 marks and 12 disposals, and again has looked very dangerous up forward for the Blues, taking a breather. So ball back in the centre. Carlton have started impressively in this final term. Hampson only as far as Jackson. He's wrapped up though, and the ball does spill out. Martin, and we'll get another bounce, not getting out of that congested area. Margin 66 points. Now,
Chris Judd. Free kick, Chris Judd against Daniel Jackson. Sorry, Chris, I couldn't tell from it.
okay, so the free kick to Judd against Jackson, and he'll send Carlton forward again.
He's had 9 clearances today, Judd. He's been brilliant. There's been real no dominating player, but I think he's fast becoming best on the ground.
Ah, big mark to Robbie Warnock. And the more he's playing, the better he's getting, Matty.
I think it's confidence. You know, they bought him to the club on big money, gave away high draft picks for him, and it's great to see that giving him some confidence, give him some time. I'm sure they weren't sure about Warnock, but the last month he's turned things around.
A very tall boy, and he's done a pretty good job this afternoon from 35 metres. Can he capitalise? He can indeed. Carlton have started the final quarter, 3 goals in 6 minutes. And certainly whatever Brett Ratton said at three-quarter time has had the desired effect.
Had a pretty good game, Matthew Warnock. 14 disposals, 12 contested possessions, 3 inside 50s. Spills to Betts, gives it to Robinson. Now the Carlton team's away. Whistle.
No. Mitch Robinson, 50 metres, free kick. Time.
So he must have been slung after the tackle. And it's a 50-metre penalty coming Robinson's way, and he'll be kicking from right on about, he'll be kicking from about 52 metres out. So he's not without a chance here.
The umpire explaining that to O'Reilly the first game. You wonder if he understands the rules and that rule.
So Robinson thumps it towards goal, but he's way offline, out of bounds on the full.
Got to be the carry on the kick. There's the handball. Okay, it was for that little grab that just impeded him for about a third of a second. So Newman in the back pocket, and the Tigers can bring it out through Tuck and now O'Reilly. Been a great experience for the young man, the Irishman, in game number 1. Off to Moore. Oh, gee, not the best of kicks. Gave Robinson a really good look at it. Now they've got to fight in defence. Desperate stuff from O'Reilly. He did well there, put his body on the line, and he's earned the free kick at half back. Got an option across the ground and finds King. Off to Nason. They can run here, the Tigers. From centre wing, Nason drives it, looking for Asprey. Bauer, his opponent. Bauer did well, worked him out of position, but oh, good tackle by Asprey. Got to be rewarded. No. Chance for Martin from the pocket. Martin kicks the goal. Well played. Goal to Dustin Martin, goal to Richmond, their first of this final quarter. And they dragged the margin back to an even 11-goal break. But well done by Asprey here, Matty, fighting on.
It was. It's a great tackle, and you've got a boot there to it, though, Bauer. But Martin, it's a really nice, clean finish from a player in his first year who's just taken it all before him.
Dustin Martin off, 16 disposals and now a goal next to his name. Good tackle by Asprey. And as you said, Matthew, a nice clean finish from Dustin Martin. And
he breaks tackles. He's so hard to tackle. We saw Blair last night fending off players, and Martin's just so strong for a 18-year-old.
Little toe poke by Graham. Got it to Morton. Puts Richmond back inside 50. Post. Tackled by Russell. Picked up by Nason. And did he have it? Umpire said it's your free kick. Ben Nason.
No, he didn't take it. He didn't take clean possession. That's it, Bryce. Where? Mitch!
Bryce Gibbs not happy, but it's a free kick going the Tigers' way. And Nason will be kicking from right on 50. Had a pretty quiet day, just 11 disposals. Nice looking kick. That's a magnificent kick right through the middle. Beautiful kick from Ben Nason, post high.
Amazing story, Ben Nason. Like he actually played reserves footy for Centrals. It's amazing in over a pre-season he's played just, has it been every game, or he might have only missed 1 or 2 for the Tigers?
He's played 19, he's missed 1 game.
1 game, so it's been an enormous effort considering where he's come from such a short period of time. It's just an amazing story, Ben Nason. He was playing reserves football for Centrals in South Australia last year, and to go on and play 19 games of football in your first season and contribute, kick goals, he chases, he tackles, which has been a great effort.
No, pick number 71 last year, so certainly not a high prize draft pick is Ben Nason, but he's done a great job, as you said, Matty, for his team this year. There he is, sporting a couple of scars as a consequence of his first AFL season. Grigg wide. Oh, gee, Ella was pushed in the back. No, the umpire said he fell forward. Robinson, he was pushed in the back as well, and the umpire has paid that one. Quickly off. Scotland have done this well. Carlton today played on at all costs. Russell off to Gibbs, drives it, sets it up to the top of the goal square. Henderson at the back. Oh, Hampson couldn't quite take it. Wait at the front of the pack. Well tackled down there by Newman, and unlucky not to be rewarded. We'll get a bounce 20 metres from Carlton's goal.
That's the next step that Hampson has to get to. He's got a huge work rate, but probably just drops too many marks. He gets his hands to so many balls. That one there should be having a shot from 15 metres out, but really developing well as a player.
Deledio gets it to King. He's in trouble here. Just handballs blindly. Carazzo into the pocket. Hampson from the impossible angle. Across the face of goal. And the mark is taken by Connors, who continues to impress. He's up to 26 disposals for the game. Kicks in the Cousins direction. Went to ground and he's gone. Tackled by Gibbs. Got to be a free kick. There's a little wrestle off the ball too. Robinson involved.
High contact. Up. Mitch Robinson. Up. High contact.
Yeah, it's going against Collins. So the Wild Tassie boys got the free kick. Waste little time as he pumps it into the pocket. Hampson in front. Fisted away by Gordis. Grigg. Good stuff. Great stuff. Disciplined football from Grigg as he spots up Garlett, who's directly in front, 15 metres out, and he should go back and kick his fourth.
10 in 2 weeks. If
yeah, very fruitful.
So he just got out the back there of Edwards. You watch Edwards gets caught up in the play and just out the back. See Edwards too late though.
4 goals to Garlett.
It's a great kick here from Grigg. He times his run, and it could easily have blazed away, but sees Garlett out the corner of his eye, and he's had a great month, Grigg. I think he's really improving. The question mark was he wasn't using the ball well enough, but precise finish there.
Brett Ratton pretty content. Jeff Garlett's kick 4, courtesy of a wonderful pass from Sean Grigg, who has had a good month, as you said, Matty, averaging 24 disposals over the last 4 games, and has consolidated his spot in this Carlton team. Martin breaks another tackle. Cousins. Deledio around Garlett. He'll drive it long here. Deep towards full forward. Revolt at the back. Oh, post! A spectacular leap. Revolt was brought down. Ball through for a behind. Geez, made a couple of big flies, Jaden Post, today. Unfortunately, either of them haven't resulted in marks.
Yep, hold. Move it on. Play on. Play on. You, mate.
Ellard kicks and marked by Garlett. Oh, as Nason puts Robinson off the ball. Blues have possession and they're steaming forward here. Armfield gets the handball receive into the pocket. Henderson's had a quiet second half. King, and he's happy to knock it over the line. There's this leap from Post again.
Ooh. Poor Michael Jamieson was found himself at the bottom of all that.
45,000 here this afternoon watching this match. Taken by Brown. And a ball up. Judd leads the way for Carlton with 26 disposals. Scotland 25, Murphy 21 for the Tigers. 26 to Connors, 25 to Tuck, and 23 to that man wearing the number 20, Morton.
Warnock wide. Betts. Simpson hard up against the line. Concedes ground to Garlett. Chips it across. Target Robinson. Well done Collins at the back. Oh, just waiting at the back was Russell. From 30 metres he pops it through. Another one. So Jordan Russell getting involved, his first of the afternoon. And the margin now out to 71 points.
Great courage there from Mitch Robinson backing into a pack, but also a great centre up there from Garlett. And what a year Russell's had. He's been much maligned over most of his career, and he's been sensational, just playing the best football of his career and become a real leader across the half-back line for Carlton.
$11 individual goal kickers for the Blues, and that would be a pleasing sign, pleasing result for Brett Ratton.
Russell's first goal for the year and just the 15th in his 90-game career. And it's Carlton by 71 points. So they're finishing off this game nicely. Warnock against Brown in the ruck. Warnock tapped it, but it went straight to Martin. Kicks in the Cousins direction. Snappy at his heels is Allard. And Cousins got pushed.
2 hands in the back, push. Play on.
Cousins goes to Revolt. Nice pass. And a rare opportunity this afternoon for Jack Revolt. He's only kicked the one. He's on top of the Coleman medal tally. Barry Hall plays tonight in the big game between the Dogs and the Cats. So from right on 50, Revolt kicks. It's a beautiful looking kick off the boot, and it's through.
Gee, Matt, he's got a lovely relaxed kicking action, hasn't he? It's effortless. He kicked that 60 metres by the time it finished, but it's such a wonderful action.
And he goes 3 clear of Barry Hall, but you're spot on. He's missed too many shots last year, but this year I think they've done a lot of work with him over the summer. An iPod in the ears, just trying to relax him through his technique with the sports psych, and he's come a long way this year and just been a revelation. And just on Ben Cousins, the thought there that they're saying he may hold younger players back. I think there's so many younger players at Richmond getting opportunities. I don't believe that theory. I just think that obviously, there's, I reckon, probably 15 players of under 50 games out there. So it's a big decision Richmond have to make at the end of the year.
So here's another opportunity with Nason. From just forward of the wing, kicks towards Revolt again. This time the fist from Jamison or Graham. Too slow. Somehow got boot to ball though. Jamison. Russell mopping up. Gibbs back to Russell, now confronted by a couple, so forced to kick it very quickly, but found his man Henderson. Off to Carazzo, the run and the overlap from behind. Firstly by Murphy, now by Scotland. Scotland now can run to the front of the centre square. He can go all the way. He's Scotland from out just inside 50. He kicks a beauty. Wonderful transfer of play by Carlton, right from their fullback line. In the back pocket, and just the wave of runners coming through the corridor.
What about the power running from Heath Scotland?
It was great stuff, wasn't it? Now, Murphy could have given it to him there, decided against it, then waited for him to get beyond that man, that Richmond man, Hicks. And another wonderful finish from Heath Scotland. Graham scrambles towards half forward. Good pick up from Armfield on the run. Off to Murphy. Now Bauer. There's this running game. Grigg sweeps it beautifully to Simpson. 65 from goal, but a wonderful pass to Betts. Could have blazed away, lowered his vision, and has found Betts on the lead. And he'll kick from 45. As you look at the injury to Hampson.
Not dissimilar to the Cousins injury, was it?
Yeah.
Knocking the leg.
Cork to the calf. So Eddie Betts from 45. Not the best of kicks. Big mark by Jared Waite though. Strong contested mark. 10 metres from goal. Although the angle there you can see clearly. Yeah, when you're the ruckman, the opposition ruckman in defence, you've got to be able to do better than that. Andrew Brown needed to get a fist on it. He didn't, so wait with this opportunity. Gee. So behind only. His tally 4 goals 2 this afternoon.
He could have had a 7 or 8 goal game easily, Matthew.
Oh, he should have. He should have definitely, and that's what he's got to start thinking of himself, saying, I can command this role. I'm the main man up here on the Carlton 4 line with Favola gone, and he should be looking to kick his 4 or 5 a week. Well,
Brown dropped a mark he should have taken for the Tigers, but they get the ball anyway. King from half-back. No mark to Connors. Bauer did well, then played a bit of tunnel ball. Clever stuff. Swings onto that left and butchers the kick. It's marked by King and did all his good work there. But it's Carlton comfortably. They're leading by 12 goals at the moment. Mark taken by Tuck on centre wing. To the 50, and Gibbs takes the mark. He plays on. Again off to Bauer. Back to Gibbs. Handballs to Carazzo. There's another player injured. There's another Richmond player down, and he hasn't moved actually. On the half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground. There's Carlton work it to half-forward. Mark taken by Betts. Handballs to Robinson. It's Angus Graham who's down. Robinson shoots for goal, and he gets another one. But while all that was happening, Angus Graham has not moved, and he's in a bad way. Now he's up. And he'll be carried straight off by the Tigers trainers. Let's have a look here. Could be friendly fire.
Oh, yeah.
That's got ribs all over it, hasn't it?
Yep. Andrew Brown, his teammate there. Bang.
Oh, yeah, right in the ribs.
Gee.
That's, yeah, a nasty one.
we haven't seen Tate Pears play for, 5 or 6 weeks as a result of a knock like that. So, you just hope it's not internal, whether it's your kidneys or your spleen. Very painful. Graham, you just hope he's okay.
One way to guarantee you keep your spot in the team for next week. Take out your other ruckman. Well, he's got to contest this now, Andrew Brown. There's no choice. Judd got it somehow to Grigg. Now Simpson. Scotland involved again. Wanting to be direct. He drives it right down the middle, but was ill-directed, although somehow got to Murphy. Off to Betts from 25. He kicks another.
Jake King, you'd hope it was indecision because he didn't go back hard enough on that contest, Jake King. So he's really disappointed. He's got his hands in his head. As you see Angus Graham laying in pain there. They've just outnumbered them all day, ran harder, just been far too skilled today, Carlton, for a young Richmond side.
Gibbs goes short to Ellard.
Can we come up with a new signal, Matty, instead of just holding the ball up?
I know. They should just keep going, Carlton. When they're running as well as they are in this last quarter, they should try and put another one on the board.
Henderson, long way from goal. Gives it to Robinson, who bangs it to half forward. Murphy brought it to ground. Betts, well done by Moore, but his handball went straight to Judd. The Carlton captain weighs up the options. Kicks towards Garlett. Here's Eddie. It's still in play. Judd will get another stat here. As again, he puts the Blues inside 50 with a beautiful precision kick. And finds Mark Murphy.
Sorry, mate, just as that was happening, Angus Graham, which is great news for the Tigers, came back onto the ground.
Good.
So,
that's good.
Yeah, that's a good result.
Andy, the other injured player that hasn't been on, Hadley, limped off before, and haven't seen him for about the last 10 minutes either.
Yeah, when he came off, Lord, he was mentioning he might have got a knock on a hip. Okay. So he hobbled off the ground with his history of knees. That was the first thing we thought of, but it doesn't appear to be too bad.
They've had 12 goal scorers today, the Blues. Mark Murphy for his second, right through the middle. 29 points is the margin.
Well, Richmond were quite competitive in this second half until about 10 minutes ago. Carlton have banged on 4 goals.
9 goals for the team.
Hovering around 9 or 10 goals, the advantage, and then all of a sudden Carlton have just finished off this game superbly, and that'll be a bit disappointing for Damien Hardwick after his team has fought really hard in this second half to match it with the Blues. They really have finished full of running, Carlton, and really building plenty of confidence as we head towards September. They've got a couple of tough weeks ahead, but a big win here today. So Graham a little tentative going up for that. I don't blame him. Handball towards Cousins, and Cousins still running hard. He kicks wide towards Asprey. Davies did well to get a fist in there. Asprey fights back. Good tuck in support, but that's it. A big Carlton win. The final margin, 89 points. And a nice tune-up for the last couple of weeks of the home and away season for the Blues.
Champions, they like to send us. We'll keep our ends up, and they're all that they've been playing against the famous old time Blues.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation.